the good friends, the ones we hold dear, the ones who will tell us what we need to hear, the ones who love us, right or wrong. And to all those good friends that give you this song.
Well, hello, good friends, and welcome back to The Last Walk. Remember when? With your host, Ron Baumbach. And today, we're going back in time to the fun times. Thanksgiving. So, get up off that easy chair, take a nice little stroll to your fridge, open up that icebox, take out a cool, cold, refreshing glass of Cracker Barrel sweet tea, open up, pour it into your nice, tall glass, reach up into the cupboard, get some Reese's Pieces from the movie E.T. Go back to your easy chair, turn on your lava lamp, close your eyes, it's storytelling time. The Last Walk is back.
Life is too short, we get only one turn. With luck we find beauty, but we sometimes get burned. But if you've had a true friend, or perhaps love, you've experienced a piece of heaven above.
Yes, friends, it's Thanksgiving week, and we're all getting back to sit around the grand old table with your family and friends. The one holiday of the year that everyone in the USA hopefully celebrates. It's a wonderful day of reflection, joy, thinking back into the past, and thinking of future events you're looking forward to as you sit around and enjoy the golden bird called the turkey. And this year it's a little bit different. It's Thanksgiving during the pandemic, COVID-19, during the year 2020. A year we hope we will soon forget as we get that vaccine that's coming around the corner. But we got to put up with what we got to do, and we still need to celebrate Thanksgiving. Even though it's in small groups, under 10 in New York State, under 6 somewhere else. But the main thing is, Zoom-wise, virtually-wise, or if you're together with your small group, we celebrate the one holiday together, Thanksgiving 2020. And sadly, some 45 to 46 million of those lovely birds go away on Thanksgiving Day, as about 90% of America enjoys a turkey for Thanksgiving Day's dinner. It all goes back to 1621, when the Pilgrims came across on the Mayflower, and they landed in Plymouth Rock, and they joined with the Wampanoag Indians up in Massachusetts, and they celebrated a feast together. And for 2 centuries, America got together and they informally celebrated Thanksgiving. Then in 1789, President George Washington, having celebrated the fact that we finished the war with Britain and our Constitution was ratified, decided to make it a national day, and Thanksgiving was born. And in 1863, President Abraham Lincoln made it a national holiday for the first Thursday of November. And in 1939, FDR, knowing we had an issue with the Great Depression, tried to stimulate more and more of the economy. And he moved it up a week earlier, to try to get more sales spurred in the stores. He got picked on. Imagine politics, people picking on somebody. He got picked on. They called it Franksgiving. Poor FDR. So we decided to move it back to the fourth Thursday of November, for which we have it today. Thanksgiving. The turkey has reigned. I always wonder about that one turkey a year who the president decides to save. Can you imagine the politics to go into that thing? Making that one guy, the turkey that goes off to a farm and lives his life peaceful. All his other buddies are someone's drumstick. Kind of sad, isn't it?
Shake your left hand, gobble, shake your right hand, gobble, shake your tail now, gobble, gobble, gobble. Shake your left foot, gobble, shake your right foot, gobble, shake your tail now, gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, the turkey goes, gobble, gobble, the turkey goes, gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, the turkey goes, gobble, gobble, the turkey goes, gobble, gobble, gobble. Can I have a beat? Can I move my feet? Can I have a turkey to eat? It's Thanksgiving, let's go all in where we have a turkey to eat. There's pumpkin pie, there's stuffing, oh my, and the people that I love are near. Shake your left hand, gobble, shake your right hand, gobble, shake your tail now, gobble, gobble, gobble. Shake your left foot, gobble, shake your right foot, gobble, shake your tail now, gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, the turkey goes, gobble, gobble, the turkey goes, gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, the turkey goes, gobble, gobble, the turkey goes, gobble, gobble, gobble.
So we're going to go back and think about some Thanksgiving days of the past. As we do, think of your favorite memories of Thanksgiving. Who did you have dinner with? Who did you share the meal with? Think back. The memories are yours. They're cherished. Enjoy them. My dad came from a family of 11, and his parents lost all their wealth, whatever it may have been, during the Great Depression of 1929. He was 14 years old, had to drop out of school to help support his family, even though he was the third youngest from the bottom. It was simply the thing to do. My dad always believed in paying bills on time, never, ever, ever going into debt, which meant not using credit cards, and always having a fully stocked refrigerator and pantry. That was an important part of our life. The refrigerator was always full. Now, Friday afternoon meant a trip to the A&P local food store for food shopping. We would take turns going with him, my two brothers and my sister and I. He would buy the whole week's groceries in one full swoop. We'd have a chain gang putting the food away, rolling the cans across the floor. It got a bit scary when Mom and Dad would look away. We would try to toss the egg cartons or the milk containers, an event Mom and Dad really didn't appreciate too much. You couldn't shop on Sundays back then because the stores were not open. In fact, the only nights that stores stayed open were Thursday and Friday evenings. If you didn't get your purchasing done either during those nights on the normal work week or on Saturdays, you simply had to wait for the next week. Malls were just being born. Shopping centers were just coming into existence. Now our snacks were cookies, cakes, and pies. Our home never had a shortage of these. Oreos, those cream-filled biscuits that look like wafers, animal crackers, marshmallows, Mars, nuts, potato sticks, pretzels, and of course, fruit. The pies were normally apple, Dutch apple, custard, pumpkin, and occasionally rhubarb, which I think only Dad and my brother Jerry ate. I never was a big fan of rhubarb pie. Anything sweet would find its way into my brother Jerry's mouth. I don't think he ever met a cake he didn't like. My favorite was pumpkin and Dutch apple. Now, my dad always told us stories of his Thanksgivings, when they would gather around the room, the big table, with the whole family having their Thanksgiving dinner. And Mom would tell us her stories as well. Hers were a little bit different. She grew up in the Bronx, Tremont Avenue, the family of 6, 2 older brothers and a younger sister, John, Jim, and Estelle, my mother Loretta. They didn't have much money at all. My grandfather was a coalman, delivering coal to different homes, and my grandmother was a superintendent in the building they lived in. Many, many times we heard stories of my mom and her brothers and my aunt being sent away on holiday weekends when they couldn't afford to celebrate at home. They would go to Pittsfield, Massachusetts to celebrate with her cousins. And we heard great stories of every year the holidays, sitting around their table, sharing loving stories. Now, Sunday dinners in my house, growing up, were special. We would get dressed up in jackets, shirts, and ties early in the morning for Mass, and basically stay in the same garb all day, until at least dinner time. My dad would work 6 out of every 7 Sundays. We'd go home around 2 p.m., which meant dinner was about 2 o'clock, not 2:30. When he got home, we had dinner. Sunday dinner was always in the dining room. We would use our china, not Grandma's china, because Grandma's was only going to be used on Thanksgiving and Christmas. I do recall my Aunt Estelle methodically setting the dining room table, and she would say to me, knife on the right, fork on the left. Or maybe it was knife on the left, fork on the right, I don't know, whatever it was. But I think it was knife on the right, fork on the left. Thanksgiving obviously was turkey with all the trimmings, but it always included our dad's personal plum pudding and Mom's little pickled onions. Supposedly her brother John loved them. Occasionally now, Dad would whip up his delicious bread pudding. What were the staples of your Thanksgiving dinner growing up? Do you remember what you always had? I always remember seeing celery and olives and turnips. For some reason, my mom loved turnips, and she would mash these orange things up, take all the wax off them. Her and my Aunt Estelle peel the wax off these things and mash them like mashed potatoes. I remember how difficult it was the few times I offered to help, try to cut these things up, the turnips up. They were really hard with a knife. You cut them into cubes, then you try to mash them down. It was a laborious job there, incredible. And we also had stuffing, and Mom would take the neck of the turkey that came out of the body of the turkey, somehow cut up the giblets or giblets, whatever you say. I never knew that word. Is it giblets or giblets? Anyway, whatever those things were, she would cut them up, put them into the gravy or maybe in the stuffing. Whatever it was, I didn't really care too much to see what was going on. I rather enjoyed the flavor and taste of it when it came out of the oven later on. And we had cranberry sauce. Not the cranberry sauce that's all made up. We got it right from the can. You open that can up and pop it out. See all the rings around it, put it on the thing and slice it up in pieces of red slices on your plate. And we had red cabbage. And for drinking, we had a glass of milk or water, or maybe some soda. It was ice pop, whatever you guys call it around the country. We rarely ever had wine or beer. It was never used at our table. Mom and Dad always had coffee, never decaf. God forbid, never decaf. It was always high test. And kids just drank soda, I guess, and water. Or a cool, tall glass of milk. Now, my favorite was always stuffing and gravy. And mashed potatoes and gravy. Turkey and gravy. Gravy and gravy. And everybody had to sit down when Mom said dinner was hot. When dinner was hot, couldn't let it get cold. Sit down and enjoy the meal because it was time to eat. Ding, 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 ding. It's Thanksgiving time.
Life is too short, we get only one turn. With luck we find beauty, but we sometimes get burned. But if you've had a true friend, or perhaps love, you've experienced the peace of heaven above.
Now, who do you share your Thanksgiving meal with? And who did you share it with when you were young? My memories were sitting around the table with my brothers, sister, my mom and dad, my Aunt Estelle, and most every year, my Uncle John, Aunt Margie, and my cousins Barbara, Marjorie, and Eleanor. It was a staple. We had Thanksgiving in our house or their house, back and forth every year. Now, over the years, a number of times, we've had the pleasure of having my cousin Barbara join us for our Thanksgiving dinner. It felt like the days gone by are back again. Such fun. What better day to be with your family and friends than Thanksgiving? And obviously, this year, it's a lot different, but we need to really get rid of this virus. So who do you share it with? Who did you share it with? Who were the favorite people you had in your life that you sat next to? Remember trying to sit next to a certain person? What table you sat at? Or remember trying to avoid the kids' table? Sit at the big table, not the little table to be at the end of the table or in the kitchen, God forbid. Everyone else in the dining room and you're in the kitchen with the other little kids. Those are the fun things of our lives. We all have great memories of our Thanksgivings. My mother-in-law used to always join us for Thanksgiving. Either we would go to her home, or she would come into our home, or she would have the whole family together. And I was really cherished when I first got married. My parents basically had a lot of the family spread out around the country, except for my sister, myself, and my wife and I, obviously. So they went out of their way, my in-laws, to invite my parents to their home for Thanksgiving. And it was a tradition that lasted for many, many years until their passing. I always recall with fondness what they did to ensure the completeness of the family at Thanksgiving. One year, many years later, I asked my mother-in-law if she would please tell us her favorite memories of Thanksgiving. She was then about 80 years old. She had thought for a while, looked back, turned to us and said, they were all wonderful. What a great memory to have, that every single one of your Thanksgivings was wonderful. What are your favorite memories of Thanksgiving? What do you cherish the most? What do you look forward to the most? What's the one food item that you really crave?
Here's to good friends, the ones we hold dear, the ones who will tell us what we need to hear, the ones who love us, right or wrong, and to all those good friends that give you this song.
Now, starting in the years we were grown-up college-age kids, our next-door neighbor Ken would visit our home during dessert. It was like every year. It was genuine. We would gauge when he would make his entrance. It was a really special moment, and we all thoroughly enjoyed it, especially my mom. Over the course of time, various members of his family, an extended family, grandchildren, etc., would come over at Thanksgiving around dessert time. But the one constant person who was always there was Ken. Until he moved away to the Midwest, ending a most cherished holiday tradition, which included the rewinding of old memories, the making of new ones, and our never-ending hot stove discussions about our shared favorite baseball team, the Mets. And then, later on in the evening, we would all go next door to the home of Margaret and Bill, Billy, David, and Peter, and sit down and meet their family and their extended family, and join with them in another dessert. Wonderful memories.
Oh, I've been so lucky and I've been so blessed. In spite of my failings, I've found success. For I've known love and I've known good times, and I have known friendship and written some rhymes.
I don't recall football being that big a thing on TV during Thanksgiving. I think years later it became a staple where 2 or 3 games would definitely be on TV, especially the Dallas Cowboys. But years ago, we would play football. For some odd reason, we would be allowed to go out into the street, probably get out of our Sunday best clothes, and play touch football. I have one big memory of playing it on the corner of our block, touch football with all the kids in the block, having a wonderful time. It was a memory that I have locked in space in my head of football and Thanksgiving. So whenever I see a game on TV, my mind goes back to catching a pass and trying, and I say the word, well, trying to score a touchdown. So enjoy your Thanksgiving Day. It's obviously going to be a lot different than we know from the past. But if we all work together, we can have a great one in 2021 and all the years going forward. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the family. Enjoy the phone calls. Enjoy the turkey. And think back. Close your eyes. What's your best memory of Thanksgiving from days past? But more importantly, make a great memory this Thanksgiving. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. And please stay safe.
You've been listening to The Last Walk, Remember When, with your host, Ron Baumbach. The book, The Last Walk on a Block, is available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, is in print, Nook, and Kindle versions. The song you've been listening to is Here's to Good Friends, written and sung by Paul Cassone.
And a special thanks to our good friend Mike in the studios in the state of Tennessee for his wonderful work in making our voice sound so much better. I'd also like to thank History.com for all the great information about the history of Thanksgiving, as well as Wikipedia and YouTube, a never-ending source of wonderful information. Have a great week and enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Here's to good friends, the ones we hold dear, the ones who will tell us what we need to hear, the ones who love us, right or wrong, and to all those good friends who give you this song, and to all those good friends who give you this song.